His miracle didn't come at the 11th hour, and that's what made it powerful. There is a moment in every life when the clock feels louder, when hope feels thinner, and when the miracle you prayed for seems late. For Albert Lincoln Roker, Jr., that moment did not arrive at the 11th hour. It came after the hour had passed, and everything looked lost. The smile America thought it knew. Albert was known as the voice of calm in chaos, the man who told America when to carry an umbrella and when to chase the sunshine. But behind that steady smile, there was a younger Albert who felt storms long before he ever predicted them. In private, he carried shame, fear, and a loneliness that no studio lights could erase. The diagnosis that changed the air in the room. When illness entered his life, it didn't knock. It flooded the room without warning. Doctors spoke in quiet voices. The word cancer arrived like a clock suddenly stopping. Not as an old man, not as someone ready, but as a young soul who had only just begun to believe in tomorrow. The collapse of the strongest mask. Deborah Roberts once whispered to a close friend that Albert's story was not clean, not polished, not perfect for headlines. She said it was messier than the church testimonies, more painful than the breaking news, and far more powerful than anything printed on a teleprompter. Because off camera, Albert broke, and breaking felt like failure. The night he almost gave up. There was a night no one talks about, a night when the medicine stopped working, a night when the prayers felt hollow. He sat alone and wondered if life had forgotten his name. That was his 11th hour, the moment when most people expect a miracle, but none came. The silence that saved him. Instead, something else arrived. Silence, not the empty kind, but the kind that lets you breathe without pretending it's not tired. In that silence, Albert realized he didn't need a miracle to be strong. He just needed permission to be human. And that changed everything. The slow, invisible comeback. There were no headlines, no camera crews waiting, no dramatic music. Just slow mornings, soft prayers, and quiet decisions to live even when living hurt. He walked when no one watched. He cried when no one praised. And strength became something gentle instead of loud. The miracle that didn't look like a miracle. The miracle did come, but not in flashing lights, not in a sudden cure, not in applause. It came in ordinary moments. Feeling the sun through a window, holding a warm cup of coffee, laughing when he thought he never would again. The miracle wasn't healing. The miracle was staying. The message for anyone watching. Today, when Albert smiles, it is not the smile of a man who escaped pain. It is the smile of someone who walked through it barefoot. He is living proof that sometimes the miracle isn't about being saved from the storm. It's about discovering you can stand in the rain and still breathe. Sometimes, God doesn't arrive when the clock hits the 11th hour. He arrives when your heart finally stops pretending it's not tired. If this story touched your heart, take a moment to share it with someone who feels forgotten, and subscribe for more stories that remind us it's never too late to stay.